Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday.
Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our school
murder
time.
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like what is?
with his everything.
Oh,
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
that's Stellar! Yeah!
Good morning. We are in historic Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, visiting the Wagners. And we are having a beautiful morning here downtown, enjoying the gorgeous weather. And here's your host, Dina Blizzard.
Morning, all.
Good morning. Good morning. Look at the ladies. It was such a beautiful scene. How is everybody? Girl, it's Friday. Friday. Oh, Addie, I'm so sorry. I know, Victoria. It's Friday. It's Friday. Who's excited? It's Friday. That's all. I'm just gonna sing It's Friday all morning. I'm not sure who needed the weekend, but it came in right at the right time. I know, Sherry. So a little bit kooky. Flex Friday and no appointments. I don't know what Flex Friday means. Does that mean you don't go in? Because I have flex every day. I just flex. I don't know what Flex Friday is. Drained. It's been a week. Girl, I hear you. Good morning, TikTok. How are we? It's a beautiful day. Welcome to One Funny Morning. I know this mom school life is so much, girl. I need the weekend. All my days look the same at the moment. I hear you. Did you see the Northern Lights last night? I did not get to see them. I just fell into bed. Lacey, I hear you. I don't know if anyone saw our amazing marketing that was done yesterday. And my off Friday is a flex day. Oh, girl. I think that our marketing team is pretty amazing here. I don't want to brag. It's me and my mom. And we had a good time. My eyes! It was like that. So yesterday, Carol will be saying prayers for your cataract surgery today. Good morning. I'm eating roast and ice cream for breakfast. Oh. Sorry, I wish you lived next door. Has anybody gotten to the phase in their life where food does not necessarily need to be a breakfast food in order for you to shove it into your mouth? You're just like, I'll eat chicken and broccoli. It's just, I'm like, I could have a well-balanced protein muffin, or I could eat this chicken and broccoli. That's it. Thank you, Curly Top. So I have been hearing from a lot of people that they said, I've been meaning to buy my Silver Hair Don't Care shirt, but I keep forgetting. And then I realized that the target audience for a shirt that says Silver Hair Don't Care are people of a certain age. And that age is, we don't remember things. And I thought, if we were all 20 somethings and I said, buy a shirt, you'd all stop working. You probably weren't really working. You'd get on your phone and you would order, and then you would order probably a couple of them because your parents paid for it and whatever. But when you're dealing with people who have silver hair, yeah, and the new blinds came in helpful. When we were naked, we didn't shut them, but it was nice to see them, how nice it looked. So I texted Diana yesterday. Yeah, see, Kendra, told you. Yesterday, I texted Di. Okay. She knows. She's like, oh, she's talking to us. I can tell by her voice. Okay. Yeah, your whole left leg is filled with water now. Okay. So I text Di, and I say, Di, I need you to come over and take your top off. And she didn't answer, which I thought was weird, because who hasn't texted that to their mom? And then she mentioned something about church and Bible study. And I said, I don't want to hear any of it. I just need you here at some point without your top on. And she showed up, confused, albeit. Yeah. Cooking with the mom tea. This is Lulu. She's the co-host of the morning show. I can't say she's reliable. She shows up when she wants. Most of the time, she shows the back of her head. So today's kind of a big day. Are you interested in hearing how the story ends? Well, let me tell you. Grandma is something. So yesterday, Barbara, see, it was an effective commercial. Yesterday, there was a handyman coming in order to finish like a couple things in the house. A guy's coming today to fix the stovetop so it doesn't tick anymore. I don't think he's going to fix it. And I think it's going to cost me a lot of money for him to tell me he can't fix it. But either way, a handyman was coming to put a new fan in, fix this thing. Steve, you haven't met Steve yet. Lovely fellow. Steve calls. He's sick. Here's the problem with handyman. They all have silver hair. They're all retired carpenters of some kind. We're lovely people. But they get tired. And so he calls. He was like, listen, I don't feel good. I'm not going to be able to come. I said, okay, you got a backup? So he gives me this guy. His name's Ken. Now, I've never met Ken before. I don't have the same kind of relationship as I have with Steve. Now, mind you, I've only seen Steve twice, but I feel like after the first time, it's a lot for Steve. So Steve is just getting used to me. So now Ken is coming in. And I said, Ken, I have a punch list. Always use the word punch list. Carpenters and handymen love when you say punch list. It makes them feel like you have your crap together. You've got all the supplies you're supposed to have. Yeah, like years. Well, that's the thing. So Jill, the handyman's coming to put this fan in, right? But he doesn't work on appliances. So I'm calling around to find appliance people. And that's one of the questions they ask. They go, okay, what is the brand of the stovetop that you have? I said, Jen Air, which isn't real. And they say, okay, what's the problem? I said, well, it's been ticking. And they said, for how long? I said, I don't know, like 10 years. He was like, I'm sorry. I said, 10 years, 10 years. And today is the day that I decided to fix it. And I think he wanted to ask a lot of follow-up questions. Like, girl, what is going on in your life that's something that you have let go for 10 years that you're like, today's the day. Today we fix it. Anyway, so Ken's in the back. Now, Ken is in the back bedroom, which is like the guest room. The light on it like broke, I don't know, 5 years ago. So it's just a fan with a dead light on it. And I was like, let's be done. And because the other two have nice, anyway. So Ken's in the back. I forget that Ken's even here because it's not like he's walking around and I see him. And I don't know if you guys can guess this, but even when you're not here and I'm talking to myself or another person, it still sounds super weird. Dina, what do you mean? Well, at some point, I'm sitting across from Diana going, when are we going to take your top off? And she was like, when are you going to take your top off? And now this is what we would consider normal marketing meetings. But I imagine if you just hear things out of context, and I'll use air quotes because I don't know that there is a context. If you heard that out of context, that might be weird. But I thought, he either couldn't hear us or he was going to do like what they do at the doctors or at like a lawyer's office where it's like attorney-client privilege, and he just wouldn't talk about the things that happened here. So I went with he can't hear us. That was my, he can't hear what we're saying because he's in the back with a fan. Now, mind you, have you had a fan installed at your house before? On the long side, Jim Wagner said he's installing a fan today. Jim, how long is it going to take you to install the fan? Tops 30 minutes. Tops 3 hours. 3 hours he was back there. And I'm starting to think, I think he's just here for the conversation. I think he's back there breaking stuff because he's waiting for like sun's out, guns out, tops off, pops off. I don't know, whatever rhymes with that. He was like, I'm sticking around. I will break this fan and keep fixing it. But I don't know this yet because I'm just at work. So no, he's swapping the fan out. I don't know what he charges by, Mary. I just know that this took a long time. So now, here's Di. Now she got here. She said, I'm coming over. I text her. I said, come over later because I got this guy here. She don't listen. So she comes on time, but I'm in the middle of writing. So she's like, now what am I going to do? I said, well, we can't do it while Ken is here. Okay. So no, he doesn't know what I do, Deb. I got recommended to him by another handyman who knows another handyman who knows Ken. And I just said, I need this fan installed. So we're sitting here, and I said, Di, have I read you anything from the book? And she says, no. I said, I'm going to read you this. And she says, now give me context. I go, you don't actually need any context for this particular chapter. All right, but what happened right before this chapter? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened right before. Like literally, it's kind of a stand-alone chapter. All right, but what's going to happen? I go, do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it to you? You don't want me to read it because I'm going to just not read it because you're a kind of an annoying person to read to. So, I don't know, Bob. I don't know if he's insured. I know he has great hearing. How do I know? Because I read Diana, one of the chapters, we're laughing. Then I forget that I have a writing session with Laurie at 4:30. So I'm on with Laurie and we're reading that chapter. I don't think anything. Well, at some point he comes in here and he says, Dina, I got to go pick up a window, which seemed like an odd supply for a fan. He goes, no, it's for tomorrow. I have an installation tomorrow and I have to go pick up the window right now from the store. I'm going to be back. So don't worry. And I said, okay. So he leaves. As soon as he pulls out of the driveway, I was like, Di, let's go. Tops off. So now we are trying to shoot the video that rolled out yesterday. If you missed it, we're naked. And so she's like, we can't take our tops off. What if he comes back? I said, he said he just went to the Lowe's. I know how far the Lowe's is. It's fine. Take your top off. Now, again, this reminded me of the day that I had her roll down the boardwalk. Now, she had pants on for that, so it was a little different. But I was like, Diana, get on the ground and roll. And I was angry, and it sounded the same. I was like, Diana, take your top off and go stand near that door. And we laughed. Then, so I shot my part first over by the bookcase where the candles are. By the way, we're having a sale on candles. Not that you fellas care, considering I'm talking about being naked. So am standing there shooting it. Well, as I'm shooting it, I look over, she taking pictures of the full look. I go, what are you doing? It's just so funny. You look so funny. I go, what are you planning on doing with those pictures? I don't know. I just thought maybe you could post it later, like behind the scenes. I go, no, that would be the wrong way to do it since we're trying to shoot it. So there's just things that are like implied. You don't do a semi-naked implied video and then do a behind the scenes. Here's what it looks like. You don't do that. Why wouldn't I just shoot it naked? What are you talking about? Yeah, blackmail. So then I said, Di, and you're up. So I shot her in a different location by the door first. And she's like, Ed, it's real cold by this door. I don't want to be standing here. Bada, bada, bada. So she's doing her old lady thing. And then I took a picture. And she goes, did you just take a picture of me? I said, yeah. Now we're even. Game on. So we both have some real odd pictures of each other in our camera roll. And it was a fun day. And then she was like, let me go get my sweatshirt. I said, for what? I need to just shoot this video of you naked. Another weird thing to say. She said, what if he comes in here right now? I said, yeah. Bo, it's a lot. So, yeah, exactly. So anyway, we finished the video, put our clothes back on. I put the video out, fine. Don't think anything of it. Di leaves. I make dinner for myself, which is chicken and broccoli like I had for breakfast. Fine. Just want you to know, if you think this show is weird, it's even weirder when the camera's on. So now it's late. There's no light in that room because Ken took it down 4 hours prior. Oh my gosh. Okay, did you just see my face? I'm like, why do I hear things? I thought somebody broke in and took a shower. Did you see my face? Dean comes home a couple days a week and it freaks me out. He's in the shower right now. It's like, oh my God, is Ken in my shower right now? Dean's home. Okay, let me just take a minute. Hold on. That just totally freaked me out. Usually no one's here during the day. Oh, I was like, is Ken here? Dean, you totally freaked me out. I keep forgetting that you're here. Because you're not normally here when I do the morning show, and I thought somebody broke in and was using the shower. He's like, oh. Anyway. Yeah, no, Victoria. It's a lot. Anyway, so I go back. Now it's dark in the room because there's no fan, there's no light, there's no nothing. I go back there. I said, hey, how we doing? And he was like, very nice. He was like, I'm gonna have to come back. I have to get some other things so I can hang it. Then he says, I heard a lot of things today. And here's my face. What? I heard a lot of new, interesting things today. It's weird. Could you be more specific? Yeah, I can. Well, first, I heard you playing the piano. And I said, oh, yeah. I sat down. And, he heard them down the hall. A, I thought he was ignoring us. B, I thought he couldn't hear us. And C, I thought he was just going to pretend that he was a man of the cloth. And I had basically told him my deepest, darkest secrets. And then we would pretend I never did, like attorney-client privilege, whatever that is. But no, not Ken. He was like, I heard a lot of things today. Yeah, I'm going to make him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. I go, what do you think you heard today? He's like, it sounds like you're in a writer's group. And I was like, well, he definitely heard. And let me just say the particular chapters that I read, you will enjoy. immensely. I don't know that they're meant for Ken. They are now. Let me say that. Ken loved those chapters. And I feel like he was looking at me different. You know, when your handyman shows up, they're like, "Hey, what can I help you with today?" Right? And then 3 hours later, after his own personal reading of certain chapters of the book, he's like, "Hey, you need anything else done around here?" Like that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's telling a highlight reel of what he did here last night. Yep. Yeah. How's he supposed to get work done? That's what I'm saying. What book? Well, Simple Pleasures. Perfect timing. I am writing a memoir about death, divorce, menopause, empty nesting, pellets in the butt. You're gonna love it. Check in with Ken. He's gonna write the foreword. Yeah. Yeah. No. I should get a discount. I should. So, yeah. No, Mary, he thought a lot of things. I can't say exactly what he heard, but I know what I read. And both of them, both chapters, would have required some additional questions. On certain chapters, I should leave like a page empty. It'd be like, write down your follow-up questions here. It'll just be so that when you see me in person, you'll be like, listen, now I went through this book and I had a lot of follow-up questions. Let me go to this chapter right here. What was you thinking when you did X, Y, and Z? I was not. Let's go to the next chapter. Yes. No, you haven't, Bonnie. No one has. I just read one chapter to my mom. I thought I read her something, but apparently I read her nothing because most of the chapters she's in, and it's not good. So I read her one of the chapters she's not in. She thought it was real funny. Here's Diana. Diane's going to give a review of the book. Here's Diane's review. Don't read chapters 1 through 7, 29, 36, and 50. Chapter 50 is all lies. In the end, did he at least get the fan? I'm like, no, Judy, I think he's stalling. Because he wants to hear more chapters. He's like, listen, you guys. He was like, sometimes they don't make these fans very well. He was like, this is the piece that should have come with it. Instead, they gave me this piece. And you can see they're not the same. And then I was thinking to myself, okay, but you still have that other piece in your hand from the old fan. But he didn't bring that up. Marta, I'm really close. Hold on. I can't let you read this because it's got all the dirty chapter names on it. But I'm almost done. I don't know if it's good, but yeah, no, well, 2 chapters, Shakendra. I don't really know. I don't know what he heard. I don't know what he heard, and I'm positive he has no idea there was just like a naked photo shoot in between when he left here and went to the Lowe's and came back. We all had our tops back on. So again, I think I have to maybe be more aware of what people hear when they're here. Yeah, there's some chapters that I can look at the title, I'll be like, yeah, I remember that one. That's a good one. Other ones I'm like, what I say? So it's like, so there are 5 sections of the book right now. And section 1 is done. Section 2 is like almost done. Section 3 is not. So 3 of the 5 sections are like pretty done. But my goal is to get all 4 sections done today and send them to the editor. And then section 5 will take the longest. Like the wrap up. The like, so where does this all end? Do you think maybe he's following you now? I think he's out front. I think he's out front or on this patio just listening. That's what I think, Lisa. How do you know a chapter is a chapter? You just tell us a story. When the story's done, that's the next chapter. For the most part, Kathy, yeah. Well, here's the other thing. I say chapter. You're right. I have no idea what the chronology of the book will be because I feel like if you read this chapter, in succession, you won't ever get to the funny part because it's just a whole bunch of awful things that happen. They're not good. I mean, I might make them mildly funny, but they're not good. Like 50 Shades of Dina. So, Dina, pray to Francis of Sales, patron saint of writers. Done. Let's do that. So I'm not sure. So when I say chapters, you're right. I'm saying that these are individual. There are probably at least 50 individual stories. And then, yeah, I'll see which ones kind of might get combined or moved around. Yeah. No, I'm kind of like amazed. If I had to if I had to finish the last chapter, then I probably would be really overwhelmed. But I decided to let the last section, which is probably another 10. There's a lot that's done, but I feel like, you gotta, how do you wrap up a book if you haven't finished like kind of planting seeds of like, what is this? Stuff like that. Yeah. I know it's normally bagel day today, but I had one earlier in this week, so I didn't go. You need to leave with an open clue to the next book. The next book. I'm so exhausted. I don't know. I feel like we should find out if this one's good. I feel like we should put it out and then let the world decide. They'd be like, should we encourage her to do another one? Like, people, listen, if somebody may come up to me and be like, you know what, this was great. You did a great job. Now, maybe we should move on to gardening. And then I'll know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jersey Tink. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody came up, I was like, I'm going to need another one of these. Like that would be good. But, you just don't know. When your kids like really want to be on the baseball, like Dean really want to be on the baseball team. And I made a video and I was like, do you like cheese? Why don't you start a cheese club? Like he wasn't going to be on the baseball team. You know what I'm saying? So I'll know. Yeah, I know, Judy. I'm going to have to figure something out. Yeah. I hope so too, Vicki. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, Kim. Hope so. Andrea said, folks, did you order your OFM merch? Time is running out. Any idea when the book will be available for town? Rebecca, I have no idea. I know that it takes a long time, like it is a big drinking armchair golfer. I have kidney stones and I have to drink like 6 of these a day. It's real stupid. Do you think you'll try writing fiction after this book? Martha, it's so funny you say that. So when I have Missy and I have Laurie Walker, who I write with, and we do this thing called 45-15. So we write for 45 minutes and then we talk for 15. And we read to each other, what we've read. And she's writing fiction. Laurie is writing fiction. And I'm always amazed at how people just can like make up stories. Like, I mean, I guess I could. I just think that I have spent so much of my life learning how to write in my own voice for myself as a comic, and now writing this memoir, that it doesn't dawn on me to like write a story that I just made up. I mean, I love lying. So thanks, Fiona. It's really funny. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would be dirty. You think this one's dirty? Wait till I can make something up. I know, Gabby. What am I thinking? That'll be a bestseller if I don't have to pretend it's me. I could just make it up about somebody else. Girl, I don't know. I have no idea what I would even possibly write as a fictional story, knowing myself. Oh, Karen Butler, waiting surgery date to have my lumpectomy. All right, Karen, we're gonna be sending good vibes to you. I do, Sheila. I was very good at making up stories for my kids. I want the silver hair shirt, but I don't have silver hair. Sarah, do you have it and you're covering it? Or you really have none? Here's what I love. Here's what I'm going to tell you, people. You ladies out there like, I don't need a silver hair, don't care shirt. Maybe you should get it and scratch out the N and the T. Silver hair, do care. That's why I'm still gorgeous. Maybe that's a different shirt. But you guys acting like I don't need it. I don't have silver hair. Girl, single silver hair, do care a lot. Don't want to look old. Don't want to look like my mom. Care all the time. Care about everything. So I do care. Yeah, no, it's fine. You can care. I will not have an opinion. Everybody got to come to Jesus moment. Well, that's what that's what Di's like, I don't have silver. I'm like, you have silver. It's in there. Yeah. I have to get that shirt. I keep forgetting. Curly top. That's the whole reason I was naked yesterday. Dean, I was naked on the internet yesterday. So was Grandma.
Why?
You got anything to say about it?
Yeah, why? How did that happen?
Because
was it an accident?
Dean, no, it wasn't an accident. It was on purpose. We are selling a shirt now that says silver hair, don't care. And the target audience are people with silver hair who might forget things. And a lot of people have forgotten to buy their shirt. And so I said, this is what you're going to look like in 2 days when you realize you didn't buy the shirt. And then I said, God, I hope my mom bought her shirt. And then Grandma came around the corner naked.
Why?
Because she didn't have the shirt. She didn't buy it yet.
Okay.
That was the concept, Dean. It was a pretty good marketing thing. Yeah. Is Dean living here again? No. No, he likes to just stay at my house, use my shower, scare the crap out of me in the morning, and then go back to Brooklyn. So we, the four of us are traveling next weekend. Was it Wisconsin? Is that where we're going?
Michigan.
Michigan's first?
I think.
Is
Detroit?
That's not even on the list. Okay.
You sure?
It's not. We're not going to Detroit. I know that. You're just making stuff up.
I saw Detroit.
Dean, how's Brooklyn, they said?
Philadelphia to Detroit.
Okay, but that's not where we're playing.
No, but that's the airport we're going to.
Detroit, Michigan. So we're in Port Huron.
But yeah, but the show's in
Wisconsin is November. Okay, so yeah, we're going to Port Huron.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's a great venue. I've been there a couple times. They want to know how Detroit is. How Brooklyn is.
I've never been.
How Brooklyn is.
It's good. I really like it. It's I really like taking the train. I feel like I'm a public transport guy.
Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah, I think I like it a lot better. Just because like something that I feel like I learned about the 9-to-5 kind of culture is you just sit all day. It's just sitting. Because like I was telling someone, I was like, I literally wake up, I get in my car, sitting, drive to work, walk into the building to sit in my desk. I edit, maybe get up to get a snack, get lunch, and then go back to my chair. And I sit and I edit. And I'm like, oh, time to go home. So then I get back in my car, which I'm still sitting. And I drive all the way home, and I'm tired, and I'm like, let me sit on the couch, and then I sit again. And I recently was like, wow, that's not healthy for me. So with public transport, it's nice because like you get to walk. You're walking on the subway, and then you have to walk to your next train, and then you're walking around the city.
Now, do you consider that exercise?
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah.
You actually still have to exercise.
It's more moving than I normally do on a day.
Okay,
and I think that's good for me, and that's why I like it.
Good.
And it's nice too to be able to sit on the train and like, when you're driving, I'm like I have to fully focus on driving. But when you're on the train, you can kind of read a book or you can be on your phone, and like that, I like that part too. So there's not a lot of benefits, but oh wait,
this is a riveting story.
What people ask me how Brooklyn was.
It's like watching Barney. You're like, today I went on the train ride, and then you sang a song about a train ride. Like, how is Brooklyn otherwise? Like fun things
really good
other than the trains that you like.
Actually, we I met this lady. There's a bodega, like 2 blocks.
I think you and Jacqueline just like saying bodega.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a ton of bodegas.
There's stores.
It's a bodega.
Okay.
They're like our Wawa. It's a bodega.
Okay.
No, but there's this bodega like 2 blocks from us, and this lady I met. Her name. I remember the first time I walked into this place. There's just really, really like lady has like a really strong personality. The type of personality she's like, what do you want? Like that. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, she's gonna be my best friend. And so when I was getting my stuff, she was like really like, she's like, is this it? I was like, yeah. And I was like, what's your name? And it like threw her off.
She was like,
why? And I was like, I just want to know your name. I was like, I'm Dean. And she was like, my name's Howla. And I was like, Howla, nice to meet you, Howla. And so then I told her, I was like, I just moved to Brooklyn. I was like, my apartment's 2 blocks from here. And I was like, but this place has really good sandwiches. So I was like, I really like your sandwiches. I'm going to come in a lot. And she was like, okay. So then it's gotten to the point now where every time I walk in, she's like really mean. But then she goes, hello, Dean. And I'm like, hello, what's up? So now, and so sometimes like I'll get home really late because we'll be out running around, and I'll just the train, the bodega is on the way to our house, so I'll get off the train, I'll stop in the bodega. I'm like, what's up, Hala? Good to see ya. And she's like, Dean, how you doing? I was like, I don't need anything. I just came to say hi to you. And she was like, you're the best. And then I leave and I go to my apartment. So it's pretty good.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, looky. These are the people in your neighborhood. It sounds like Sesame Street.
It is.
You got to make friends with somebody in a trash can, somebody that nobody else can see. It'll be just like Sesame Street.
Somebody that no one else can see? Who's that? Who's that?
On Sesame Street, who is it that no one else can see?
The trash can I get.
Who is it?
The Grouch.
Yeah.
But who's someone that no one else can see? No one else can see? What does that even mean?
D. Michael. You don't know the character.
But no one else can see?
Only Big Bird can see him.
Snuffleupagus?
Yes.
Wait, no one else can see Snuffleupagus? No way. That's not real. You're kidding.
Dean.
That's part of the plot?
Yes.
No one else can see. That doesn't sound right.
You're joking right now.
There's no way. No one else can see.
Everybody is rating it.
What? That's not true.
Dean,
That's not
you're
true.
telling me that somebody said now they can. For years, for decades.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
show him the video. My mind is equally blown. What,
Wait.
guys?
There's no
Tim
way.
said, I think they can see him now, but for decades, right? Somebody find out.
Big Bird.
Guys, come
That
on.
doesn't make any sense.
Guys, I'm okay.
Wait. So you're telling me part of the
How
plot.
long was Snuffleupagus?
You're telling me that Big Bird was just walking around and everyone's like, "Yo, you're crazy, dude." He's like, "You don't see the giant elephant."
It says Snuffleupagus, a Muppet character from Sesame Street, was considered imaginary for 14 years, from 1972 to 1985.
Yeah, I didn't exist at that point in time, so I would not have known that.
Well, everybody that was born. So Tim, you would have known.
From the 70s to the 80s, he just didn't exist.
He wasn't real, only to Big Bird.
That's so weird.
You guys don't know that?
And then, and then I guess what? The year I was born, they were like, "This actually doesn't make any sense anymore." They're like, "Let's just pretend that everyone can see him." That's got to be a hard thing, like just like story wise. Like, how did they justify that? You know? Because like one day him and Big Bird would be talking to each other, and Elmo's like,
no, there'd be a conversation.
Okay,
and he was always like Eeyore. He was like, "Well, Big Bird," like that.
Yeah.
And then they'd be in the middle of a conversation, and then like the conversation was here, and then Elmo would show up, and he'd go, "Hey, Elmo, I was just talking," and then he'd be gone.
What?
You know, he's big.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Until season 17, only Big Bird can see him. I didn't know that, and I'm 51 now. Wait, how are you 51? You're in my generation, and nobody seems to know that. I knew Sesame Street was shady.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. We all had invisible friends in the 70s, didn't we? Yes.
I think that speaks volumes about your generation.
They're like, guys, let's have a show. Got it. All for kids. Okay. Kind of like Mr. Rogers. Got it. All puppets. Okay. One's invisible. What?
What do you mean wait, so was he invisible or no, he was imaginary?
No, because people can see him now.
Right.
They called him.
But in the was he imaginary? Like, could only Big Bird see him because he was imaginary? Or you're saying he's invisible as if...
No, he's not invisible.
Like if I were to walk here and run into something,
no, he wasn't invisible.
Was it a random elephant that I can't see?
They would just shoot it. They would just shoot it like he was like only... Like Big Bird would see, okay, it's like you and Howla. Only you and Howla have these conversations. Yes. There's never a third person in the conversation. And it'd be like if Howla's son came by and was like, "Hey, I'd like to introduce you." Where'd he go? Like that. So you're not invisible. It's just that only Howla and you are only.
Did you just call Howla an invisible elephant?
No.
You're a horrible person.
Listen, I can't explain how Sesame Street works in the 70s. I had no idea that this was going to rock the whole show today.
Well, you were like, yeah, one of them's in a trash can and one of them doesn't exist. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? They all exist.
Okay. Well.
One of them, doesn't... can fly. Well, that's not true. A lot of them can fly.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear more about the friends you make in Brooklyn. And I hope we have songs that you sing now as you walk. I feel like you should set this entire thing up like Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street. And you should just try to get a character for each of the characters on Sesame Street. You need a Snuffleupagus. You clearly need an Oscar.
Well, actually,
because there was a grocery store. Who was the grocery store owner? That was the man.
I gotta go.
Mr. Whipple? No, that's the guy with the toilet paper.
You're just making up.
No, Mr. Whipple. Mr. Whipple was a guy that sold toilet paper. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, but he's invisible
Charmin.
too, right?
Charmin.
Yeah.
No, he was real. Hooper. Mr. Hooper. I feel like I might have just terms in my head from the 70s and I'm just kicking them out. I'm like, what? Was it scrunchies? Like none of them are in the right spot. I know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I love you. Yeah. Just snuffle. Only you could go from topless photo shoots to Snuffleupagus in the same show. Gordon ran. Wait, Gordon? Is Gordon Mr. Hooper? Are they this? Okay. I don't know. Who's Mr. Whipple now? I don't know. Yeah. No, I think it's adorable. So if there's any young moms here raising children, one of the things that I insisted on when my kids were younger was if someone was helping them with something, in any kind of service industry, they had to learn their name. They had to talk to people by their names and not treat them like they were in some type of weird service to them take a minute, learn people's names. And it's just very funny now that they got are older and like hearing this story from him, because when the two of them lived in Philadelphia, I went to go see them one day and I was like, oh, let's get something to eat. So they're like, oh, we're going to take you to the pizza shop we go to all the time. And I was like, okay. They're like, we want to introduce you to so-and-so. I was like, okay. As we walked down to the pizza shop, and it was like 2 or 3 blocks from their house, we're walking down the street. Hey, Warren. And it was like Sesame Street. They're like, hey, Dean, hey, Jacqueline. Like, that's our mailman. That's Tommy. We're like, hey, Tommy, good to see you. How are the kids? It was just like, okay. By the time we got to the pizza shop, we go to the pizza shop and they're like, that's Luis. That's Mario. I'm just going to name people from Donkey Kong. This is that. And they were like, Dean, how is school going? How'd you do in that test? Like, it was so funny. And all of them came out from behind the counter and they were like, are you our Dean and Jacqueline's mother? It's so nice to meet you. It was just so funny. I just think that when you learn people's names and you can, look at this. Look at Boopy on the TikTok. Just so you know, there's a perfect shot. Let me show you. This is the shot on TikTok. And Boopy's just going to town on her chicken legs. Just so stupid. And she knows all their, I think it's one of the best things you should do. We should do it as people. I tell you, you don't know how many times I go to the bagel shop and they don't have name tags. And I wish they did, because I see them like every Friday. And I don't know their names and I ask and then I forget because I'm old. It is Gabby living her best life. So she's Booby. It's not a chicken like, look at her. Okay. Booby. Booby. I had to put the blanket up there because she won't stop sitting there. They're not allowed up there now, Kimberly, but I had to put a blanket up there because I'm just tired of fighting it. She's just going to go up there. The blinds are nice, Sarah. I ask people their names all the time, and I probably forget 20 seconds. That's what I mean. I forget because I got the silver hair. I got to take my top off. Stop laughing at it. You're right, Tim. It was a little bit of everywhere today. You're welcome. So anyway, I deliver to the same people over and over again, and a bunch of them still call me lady. No. Let's normalize learning people's names. I think it's important. Anywho. So don't forget, no, Jen, no reveals yet, but now that I'm getting everything done, I'm getting close. And the book, I need to kind of like wrap up, and I've got to get 5 pages sent to like a few publishers next week. And so I'm starting that process of like, I've got to write this query thing and I got to write chapter summaries. And there's like a whole, but I got to go through today and see, like I was in my writers group last night and I was talking about the BNC, like she's in one of the things. And they were like, what's a BNC? And I was like, oh, I got to figure out when I introduce everybody, so all the characters, you're like, I've already introduced this one. Do you reintroduce this person? So I've got to get a little bit of that. But yeah. I.e. Shakendra. So thank you, Andrea, for the reminders. The last day for ordering the candles or your Silver Hair Don't Care shirt is tomorrow. So don't forget to do that because I won't be around tomorrow because it's Saturday and I got stuff to do. Got some exciting things going on for next week. Can't wait to tell you about. And next week we are in Port Huron, Michigan. So if you're in the area, come by and check out the show. It should be a lot of fun. And I think that's it, everybody. We did a great job today. I know. It's going to harass me all day until I reply and let her know that I've done it. Yep. So that's it. We've been making, we just actually, if you are on the Vegas trip, we just added the add-ons for the trip. So make sure you check that out as well. I'm not sure how long that's available for, but we just added on a fantastic Sunday event. So that's going to be fun. So that's it. So if you didn't know Snuffleupagus was imaginary for 14 years, you're welcome. Spread it around, tell your friends. It's very exciting. And go have a great day and a great weekend. And thanks for watching as always. And Judy from Saskatoon, good time Andrea say, do something nice for yourself or others. And thanks for watching as always. Have a great day and a blessed day. And I'll see you on Monday morning. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.